awesome AYCCG students. I wanted to show you, we've talked a lot in our Class Connect sessions about this assignment, and so I wasn't going to make a recording on this assignment, but I decided to go ahead and do it anyway, so that I'm not sending you to a whole class to reference the assignment. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to look at the 2.05 assignment. I have asked you all to wait until, after last week to start on the assignment, because I think a lot of students jump the gun and don't necessarily research it as well as they should. So I'm going to go over it maybe a little bit more quickly than I have been in class and stuff, but this is going to be the best way to do it. First, you're going to go to Instructional Cycle 2, and within Instructional Cycle 2, you can come down here to 2.05, Investigating Job Characteristics, and then you have your graded assignment that's here. Now, this graded assignment, open it up here. Pretty sure this is it that just opened down here, so nope, that's still the career exploration assignment. Sorry, hold on. Yeah. The second I do something, it doesn't work the way I want it to. Alright, here it goes. So if you open this assignment, you can look at the assignment. You're going to open it in Word. And if you look here, you have some you have the instructions here. So you're going to open the assignment and you're going to scroll down. We've gone over this piece by piece, but if you notice, you're going to research one career. You're going to choose one of those three careers you kind of looked into for the career exploration assignment. Choose one of those careers, and that's the career you're going to explore for this assignment. And this isn't just kind of throwaway assignment. This is a big assignment that I expect a lot of hard work to go into. I actually think this is one of the most beneficial assignments that you can do in this class. This assignment, and there's one in Unit 6, are probably my two favorite assignments of this whole class. Mainly because I think they are two assignments where my students grow and learn things, and this is one of them. So please do not wait till the last minute and just kind of, look at this as a throwaway assignment. This is, it benefits you, and, it's something you really want to make sure you do well. So the first part of this is, this is the one part of the assignment where you're just going to kind of write, you're going to start your paper with your career title. So say my career title was nurse, I would start my paper with nurse. The Holland code for a nurse is social. And the career cluster is healthcare. If you're not sure about, sorry. If you're not sure, this week you're going to hear a lot of me coughing. I've had it for days and I'm trying to get rid of it. Alright, so you have your career title as nurse. Whatever your career title is, if you do not know what the Holland Code or career cluster will be, you need to go look into what those are. The Holland Code information can be found in lesson 1.08. And the career cluster can be found in 2.01. The career cluster is pretty simple. It's pretty much when you go to the online occupational handbook, which I'm going to go over again what that is again in a minute, or if you go into the Georgia Futures Career Exploration, they have the careers kind of by categories. What category did you choose for that career? Healthcare is probably one of those categories. Education is like a teacher, a principal, the careers, the field that they go into. I'm also going to tell you guys, I have a lot of veterinarians Veterinarian is not healthcare. I know we think about our dogs and our cats as our family, and that's great because my dog, except for the one that earlier tonight went dumpster diving and got sick all over my house, um, for the most part, my dogs are my family as well, so I get that. But this is not it's not considered healthcare. It's not in the same career cluster. They are actually a veterinarian is actually in the agricultural career cluster. You have to think that they're veterinarians, at least where I'm from, in the middle of nowhere. My grandfather's a cattleman. They come out for horses, cows. They learn how to take care of all kinds of animals. So it's not just dogs and cats you're taking care of if you're a vet. Um, or I mean, maybe you can be a dog cat vet only, but you're going to go to school and learn more than that. So, that's what you're going to do for that part. So you're going to start your paper off like this, and I'm going to say something that I'm going to say a zillion times, and because I'm going to have a zillion people do it wrong. In class, I've shown you that this part right here, why did I choose this career, part 1, if you go down and look at the rubric, that one section is half of this assignment. So this whole thing is worth 40 points. The completeness of the assignment, answering all the questions fully, responding to everything fully, is worth half of it. The other half of this is answering and responding to part 1 fully. Part 1 is also probably the easiest to write. Things that that you write from your own heart, your own mind, what you know, what you think, how you feel. Those are the easiest things for us to write. What's hardest is research stuff. So this section asks for about 200 pages, which is about half a page, 3/4 of a page, double spaced. Keep in mind, I say this all the time, I'm reminding you, you are writing for an English teacher, and I'm not saying I'm going to be grading your grammar. However, keep in mind that I know what I'm doing when I'm looking at things. If you make your font big, you're not fooling me. If I know when something's not sufficient. Just letting you know. Also, just kind of keep that in mind that I do have that background in my head, and I'm always kind of there. Looking at things through through that eye. So, you're going to answer these questions. I do not want you to simply answer the questions. In class, I've given you some examples of some students that did this well. We did that last Wednesday and Thursday in class. Students who did this well, students who didn't do it well. Don't just write, what appealed to you this period? I like helping people. Don't do this, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to write a paragraph. And when I tell you to write a paragraph, do not get stuck on the fact that I'm saying a paragraph. I'm saying I want you to respond to these questions in full sentences. Fully. So, you can do this by saying something like, I have always wanted to be a nurse. I've wanted to be a nurse because I enjoy taking care of people, and I think it would give me a sense of feeling like I've done something good for someone. That's what I think would be most rewarding, is, thinking I've done something well for someone. I think I would be good at it because I love to be around people, and I like science, and, blah, blah, blah. You can answer this in full sentences without just having the question there and simply responding to the question. Please do not simply respond to the question. This first part, though, should be 200 words, should be written in a paragraph, or in paragraph form, and because you could also write 2 or 3 paragraphs on this, but don't get hung up on that word paragraph. Just don't simply answer the questions. Okay. I also don't mind if you head this, why did I choose this career, and write a paragraph. That's okay too. But please do not just simply answer the questions. I can't say it enough. Also, my like little fumes are going to come out of my head if you do that while I'm grading. Um, and yeah, so that's going to happen. But also, this part right here is your part. This is you and what you think, how you feel. This should not be hard to write for you. You have no research to do in this part. What, why are you interested in this career? I've also had a lot of people, and I kind of want to address this because I see it now and I'm thinking about it. What or who sparked your interest in this career and how? Somebody said nobody sparked my interest in it. And I'm going to say, you know what? I accidentally became a teacher, and that's what I tell people. I did not want to be a teacher. I graduated from college with a degree in English and said, I'm going to be a writer. And I couldn't find a job right after college, and I accidentally got a job teaching at a private school. It was a horrible experience. However, I learned that I wanted to teach. I suddenly was like, hey, I'm good at this and I like doing this. So that was an experience, but I didn't have like some like epiphany moment of being like, oh, I want to be I mean, I guess it was. I had an experience that led to it, but I wasn't one of those kids that always wanted to play school and be the teacher, or anything like that. So you don't have to have a story like that. It can just be, I decided to major in English when I was in college, because I love to read, and that and theater and dance were like the three things that I loved. So, which one of these would probably be best? Let's go with the English one. I mean, that's pretty much what happened to me. So, it's not necessarily going to be like one event or one thing. You can just have little things that happen that you're like, huh, I might like to do that. And it could be just something simple like that. So don't worry. I've had a lot of people tell me that. I also had someone tell me, and I love this is probably my favorite student email I've gotten. So if I'm talking to you, you made the list of my favorite student emails. I'm not interested in, no, I've had no experiences, is what a student told me recently. And that's not true. We've all had experiences. You might not feel like you've had anything significant that's led to your wanting to do a certain job, but we've all had experiences, and there's always something that motivates us to do something. So, what is it that motivates you to do this? Okay, so this part right here, I'm also okay on this part. If you write it as like a little essay, and leave out the number 2, number 3. If you want to write number 2 and then respond to the questions. I don't want you to simply answer the questions, though. I don't want to see these questions anywhere in what you turn into me. Because if you do that, you've simply answered the questions. I want you to respond to these questions in sentences, in full sentences, in a paragraph, whatever. You can have the heading, what does this career title do? Where you're going to get this. And I don't have it pulled up right now, so I'm actually you're going to see me Google it, because I always Google it. The Occupational Online Handbook, the Bureau of Labor Statistics website. You're going to go here to this website right here, and you're going to look, because I just talked farming, fishing, and forestry, because I talked about veterinarian. I think that's where veterinarian is going to be. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, right, well, it's not on there. Okay, let's just look at agricultural workers. What do they do? You get this information right here. What's the work environment like? What's the pay? Here, what do they do? What's the work environment? How do you become one? What education training do you need? What's the pay? And if you look at all of that, that's what these questions are asking. Use that online occupational handbook. Use Georgia Futures Career Exploration and answer these questions. So it's actually pretty easy to answer these questions when you